Then there was another one, I forget what it was called, but it was like a research facility where I disappeared.
Well, I know I was kind of there, and then I also I did a different stuff that I impulsively bought.
Yeah.
Oh, do you have a set list?
Yes.
Okay, just want to see if you needed one. Yeah, I think this is a lot of fun. Yeah, I'm so excited. I'm just gonna like, yeah. I figured I was like, oh, I might as well like plug the family stuff. I mean, the end of this, oh my god, it's March.
Something about like
Michael Sargent's name?
Yes.
You said he had the same shoes, but he both really good.
That's fine. I don't know. And it's like sitting with Michael Francis, so like more safe. It also seems to be able to like get up.
They coded it so that like once you scroll through certain things, the page starts to shape quicker and then like automatically. Yes, and it was also the first time I'd ever encountered.
Yeah, so I want to see this. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's covered everything. Yeah, I think it's. That's the things for the. So I'm then here you're DNA and then also I think you know what I'm gonna have here. Wow. Lots of
yeah. And like sometimes they just like Yes.
Never, I tried so hard, but everyone was super neutral people. I just couldn't do it.
Sometimes it just doesn't land.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you do want to give it a
You should let me know specifically because my copy of House of Leaves is becoming like inexplicable. Or was it from the kids who go and they want they have to put that and they have to read. So that way it becomes part of like part of House of Leaves in and of itself.
Oh my gosh, hey! You made it! Oh, did Aaron help you with this? You did? Oh, hi! Nice to meet you, Harry. Hey. Nice to meet you, Sean. I don't know if you want to come on too, but feel free to join us or whatever. Yeah, sometimes you can ready. Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
I listen to like podcasts about this and I wrote my boyfriend in the watching he says to keep up with. I'm like I don't know. I've been obsessed with it since I was a kid. I'm like I just really love it. I've never met that person. Using their partner or boyfriend. Yeah.
But yeah.
And stomach. Oh my god, I hate this camera with a passion. It is. Sorry?
I was like, no. Yeah, not making that accommodation. Absolutely.
No, because like that would get the BNA people's like license suspended. Like,
Exactly.
fuck that, dude.
He like, yeah, and he's like, do you have like a sound system? You could like, I could do it virtually and all this stuff. I'm like, no, no.
Not happening, dude. All right.
We're no right now, but typically what I do is like random number generator on my phone with six numbers and whatever order.
Oh, oh, okay. Yeah, I hope that. I mean, yeah. Okay, so you know Jade actually. Yeah, great. Yeah. Isa, Dante, wait, I'm sorry, I never actually got to ask you about it.
Yeah, she's I'm good.
Oh no. Oh yeah. Get ready for a very hot one. So think about the amount of falling like you. But with work. Yeah. So I should have mentioned it's our first open house. And normally they have to turn it away. Yeah. you're doing like
I started doing this thing
Oh,
on
right. Well, mine is actually pretty the problem with this camera is many things, but the good thing is it has great sound. Everything else, but it's back to like the lighting is not going to affect this whatsoever. Oh, photos in this is great for photos. Yeah. Yeah.
and like we're gonna create this fuck up. No, I got my smart. No, so this is not the order. I have, I can't decide the order, but that is. So and then I watched the intensity of
I love that. That's like, that makes me so happy.
yeah, it's kidding, but at the same time, it's like,
Don't take up space.
No. Showtime. Oh, God. Okay, you are number 6. Okay, so right in the middle.
And that's the main fun of a 6-year yeah. Shit. Because I started having a little drinky drink, a little sippy, and now it's all like smudge. All right, you know what? I'll do that at intermissions. I'll look a lot better when I'm not up here anymore. Hi everyone. Oh, okay. So we've got like 12 people here. That's cool. I said hi everyone.
Hi.
Oh, I've been having just like, I think we've all been having like a really rough mental health time. And I really need some affirmation right now. So I'm up here, I'm hosting. My name's Shimshawn, my pronouns are they, them. And I said, hi everyone. Okay, I feel like I can work with that. But just for the sake of my ego, can I just get a little more applause? Because I kind of oh my gosh, Sophie, you're too kind. So that's what I expect with every single poet. And if any of you give even like a quarter of that, I will be pissed. All right, I am sorry, I have stuff on my phone. I promise it's there. I recently like rubbed my fingerprints off trying to learn how to skateboard, which has been a really fun experience. But none of my devices recognize me anymore. So At IWC, we have a little bit of a tradition that one of our amazing executive directors, who's not here right now, but wishes, I'm sure, wishes he could be here. He's up, like, he's doing what? Children thing? Yeah, little human things.
He's doing children.
Yeah, okay, yeah. You're allowed to make that joke because both he and the children in question are yours. I'm gonna not say anything. I'm not even gonna comment on that. But we have a little bit of a tradition where Cole will usually come up here and he'll read an amazing poem and just get everyone really jazzed. And then he'll do this great thing where he goes, that was, and then he says the author. And then this is IWC, and then just like really, really big thunderous applause. And sometimes we get some local poets. Sometimes we get some like really well-known stuff. Over the pandemic, we were live streaming a lot. So we got a whole bunch of like stuff that was in the public domain. So that was really fun and also hard to find. But I thought we would start with a little something from the other one of our amazing executive directors here, someone who puts in a lot of work to make everything at Inspired Work Cafe happen. And that's Aaron Scott, who's running away right now. My phone locked me out again. So, air. That snowflake, time itself, dust-like. Humans hobbled in concrete in corners of downtown. Streets no longer visible. The Bargain Mart building stands empty for 3 decades. Bernard Avenue's 500 block seized by inertia. Sits untouched in the middle of a flurry of development, high rises, new pavement, bike lanes, and clearly marked stop signs. Hair salons, closed up shops, frozen food dinner stops, shattered glass in doorways, but that decent lunch spot across the road, Bad Mango since 93, still has orange walls, a reflected shade of sundown on Okanagan Lake. That was Aaron Scott, who's right there. And this is Inspired Work Cafe! We are so very thrilled to be back in person with all of you, and thanks to the folks joining us virtually via our live stream. It has been so long and so many hard months of just waiting and hoping to be back with you. This is our very, very first in-person, full capacity event since we have, since 2022. Oh my gosh, it's a new year. How'd that happen? We just have to make a few little things, a little bit of housekeeping right off the top before we get into what is sure to be an absolutely incredible open mic. But before we get into all that, there's something very important that I wanted to mention, and that is that we as an organization, all of us right here, this building, the B&A Brewing Company, who's been very, very supportive of our events, we're all here on the unceded traditional territory of the Syilx Okanagan people. And more importantly, we are uninvited guests on this land. It is really, really important for us as an organization to acknowledge that and do as much work as we can as uninvited guests. And of course, like any organization, I think we feel a lot of the time that there's always more work to be done, especially when it comes to reconciliation. But we are starting with acknowledging that we are here, that this is unceded land, that we are not invited guests, and honoring the connection and acknowledgement of this place and the land and strengthening our relationships with it as just the bare minimum start. Now, we are here at B&A Brewing, and I just want to let folks know that we have some incredible drinks back there. If you drink alcoholic beverages, they have some amazing beers. And if you don't, like me, they also have some amazing non-alcoholic drinks that you can have that you should absolutely hit them up for just back there. So really great stuff as well. There is some amazing food. So if you are hungry, and who isn't just a little bit hungry, it's like whatever it is at night, Boxcar over there, they are going to be serving up food. What time do you close? All right, you heard it. Technically 8, last call 7:30. So in 6 minutes, get your food while I'm talking. I don't mind. You get up, grab some food right now while I'm talking. I'm going to do the rest of the housekeeping right here, but you get your food. Just keep listening to me. And when's our last call for drinks? 8:30. So you have a little bit more time, but still feel free to grab a drink. Now, we want to thank our sponsors who are just absolutely incredible and make everything we do possible here. Of course, B&A Brewing Company. Can we hear just a little bit of that amazing applause you gave me for B&A? We also have wonderful funding from the province of British Columbia and the city of Kelowna, as well as the Faculty of Creative and Critical Studies at UBC's Okanagan campus. All three of these incredible organizations have really been able to make us be able to deliver the programming we do and make it as accessible as we are having tonight. So let's give a round of applause for all of them as well, please. There are also a couple of bathrooms just around the corner there. And if you are anything like me, or if you just need to pee, you will very much like that they are single user, gender neutral washrooms. So huge thanks to B&A for that. But also they are just around the corner. So if you're wondering, you can just go around there. Don't be ashamed. You can do that in the middle of someone doing, just don't pee your pants, it's fine. We are going to jump right in to our open mic now. So I hope I've killed enough time that you've had a chance to get some food. But before we do, I just want to make sure that we're all able to really welcome these folks, because this is the first time I think most of us have been in a room this full in a very long time, and it can be nerve-wracking as fuck to get up here and read something after being, just like you and your computer screen for so long. So before we bring up our first poet of the night, can we just hear a really big round of applause for everyone who has come out tonight? All right, and you can throw in some snaps, you can clap, but you can also shout. So let's hear some shouting for our poets tonight. All right, well, no stranger to the IWC stage. We have probably our record holder. I don't know if we keep those kind of records, but our record holder poet, the amazing, one of our amazing backbone volunteers who just is so IWC through and through and makes so much of this happen. You've probably seen him around setting up chairs and doing stuff and just always volunteering. Mark Bertolucci is going to come for our very first couple minutes. Mark Bertolucci.
I want to take this thing off. Okay. Wow, that's all, man. Hi, everyone. My name is Mark Bertolucci. I write lyrics for poetry. I'm a drummer in a rock and roll band. And Ken Shaw, raise your hand, Ken Shaw, critiqued one of my poems, and I loved what she said. So here it is. This is called My Whole World. And I got to wear these now. Just in the nick of time, I came up with this rhyme. It's a city, your heart is still a part of mine. Facing back, facing forth, east, west, south, and north. I chose to go down south to see my girl. I just had to tell her she's my whole world. So light up the guitars and light up those drums. We're going to show you how to have some fun. Get up, get up, get up, and let's dance on those speakers. Get up real close and sing together. because we're gonna have a toast like it could be forever. Because I found my girl and she's the only one I want, the only one I need to steer me down the road I lead. Pacing back and forth, east, west, south, and north. I chose to go down south to see my girl. I just had to tell her she's my whole world. Yeah, I got one poem and one more poem and I'm gonna do a song. I'm gonna do it anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, this is called Deep in Thought. Deep in thought I wrought with all the poverty and homelessness in the world, with all the poetry and loneliness one could have deserved, with all the wars and those government wars. What do we have in our future? What do we have in store? We've all made mistakes in the past. Life pushes us hard and fast. So I've never been that far off track. So as you go, now you know. Dreams do come true. You just have to do what you do. Thanks. Song. I can think about this all day. It's called, what's it called? Everyone. Everyone wants to be smarter than the next person. Hey, just think about the lessons you're learning. Today is a brand new day. Tomorrow will arrive, tomorrow without sorrow. If all you do is pray for a new day. Psychological warfare, Mother Nature's nightmare. Computers crash, man-made trash, cops searching for your stash. Tomorrow will arrive, tomorrow without sorrow. If all you do is pray for a new day. Thanks, guys.
Oh, can we just keep that going? Keep that going for Mark. Mark, it is always so great to hear your work, and I love hearing you sing. I've missed it these past few months, so thank you so much for bringing your beautiful words back to us. It's just amazing. That bit you had in that first poem, we're talking about like dancing and stuff, and oh my God, I want to go dancing. I want to be out there with people. That feeling. Oh, can we hear for the feeling of dancing that Mark brings, please? All right, up next now, I apologize if I butcher anyone's name. My name is Shimshan, so I get horribly butchered pronunciations of my name, and it does not make me feel any better when I have to do it to someone else, but I can't read cursive writing. So a lot of you wrote in cursive, and I apologize if I couldn't quite read it. But next up, we have, is it pronounced Juhi or is it Julie? Yeah. Juhi? Yeah. Did I get it right the first time? Oh my gosh. Do not applaud that. That's like the bare minimum. But Juhi is here. Thank you. So Juhi, is this your first time at an opening? Second. Oh, I pay great attention. Well, let's give it up for Juhi and like terrible doctor.
Hi guys, my name is Juhi and I'm going to be performing a poem called Infection. I think it's something everyone can relate to at some point, and it's something we all just keep thinking about, unfortunately. So, okay. I'm tired, exhausted, frustrated of that one thought that sits in my head like a fortress, powerful, dangerous, and forever withstanding, only becoming more and more demanding. I'm tired, exhausted, frustrated of that one thought that chains me to the shackles of this reality, that makes it hard to understand the real me, that clouds my perception and makes me live with apprehension. That one thought, what will people think? Soul crushing, mind bending, blurring your vision, escalating the tension, increasing the friction between your heart and mind, coming in between every single decision, introducing you to possible depression, making you question your own reflection and acting as an infection. Infecting your purity, your happiness, your reality, your creativity, and you feel sorry because suddenly everyone else is more important than you. And every time you say something, you don't know if it's true. You're so lost in impressing others, not realizing that you are losing yourself to the infection of what will people say. Is there a doctor that can cure this deadly infection? I think it's too much. I need a bloody intervention. They tell you to be who you truly are. But the second you do that, they push you so goddamn far. And the infection spreads like rotten cheese on fresh bread. How am I supposed to be the real me when I haven't been myself in far too long? Why does this all feel so wrong? Am I just the most filtered version of myself? Where the infection has become a disease, living in me with a blinded ease, even though I'm feeling every ounce of unease, crashing me down like the waves of the sea, taking me farther away from trying to feel free. No solution, only suffering, overthinking, sinking, and putting a mask on and stepping out into the real world unblinking. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Can we hear it again for Juhi there? Oh, that line, Juhi, you had around am I the most fertile version of myself? I mean, that just, for me, that just hit a feeling that when you're dealing with some rough stuff, infection, but that beautiful metaphor you had there. And oh my gosh, can we hear it just for that line, please? And you know what, if there's a line that like you hear tonight that you really love, like feel free, some people are doing it already, but like feel free to throw out some snaps, because if it just vibes for you, let the poets know. So let's just hear a little bit of that right now. I didn't say anything great, but thanks anyway. Up next, we have a really good friend of mine who is here for the very first time. And Dante, have you done an open mic at all ever?
No. Well, the one that we did for our class, but that's it.
That wasn't an open mic. You were like on the poster.
Oh.
All right. Well, this is Dante's very first open mic. Sorry if I'm embarrassing you a little. They are going to be reading some awesome stuff. I happen to know their work. It's amazing. But whenever someone's doing their very first open mic that I did this year, their very first open mic ever, I think it's just really important that we really show that person some support. So if you could just really make them embarrassed right now and give them a huge round of applause as they come up here. Dante, let's get your open mic cherry pop. Yeah, you know how many things I hit my head on in a day?
Okay, so I have closer to the mic. Closer. Okay. So I have 3 poems today. The first one is called Unicorn. So here's the thing. No, sorry, not. Am I? Oh, got it. Yeah, there you go. Great. Okay. So unicorn. So here's the thing, though. You're fucked. You're fucked because she has a boyfriend. You're fucked because she wanted you to fuck him too. You're fucked because you thought being something mythical was one of a few hours of discomfort. You fucked the boyfriend. What else were you supposed to do? You're mythical. That comes with some expectations. You're fucked because she bent oh so sweetly to her hand around her neck, and you spent too long learning tics to not know what she meant by bending. And her boyfriend doesn't know pink from a goddamn carburetor, and you're mythical. You know what she said. You debrief in the shower. You're safe, sane, consensual. You're everything you need to be to keep yourself worthy. But mostly, though, you're fucked because you yelled for half an hour about Miss Mara once her boyfriend left to give lungs a fresh resinous layer, and you stayed to feed McDonald's fries. Nice guy, really. He offered you tons of you, your can coke too. And 3 weeks later, she sent you bullet point thoughts in relation to yours, and all you did while reading was remember what his dick felt like. even though you know an excuse when you see one, even though you know she would have said yes if you'd asked her. And then. And this one is called a ribeye. I'm starting to crave the good work of butchery, sectioning flesh from flesh, discarding that which is soured. Picnic shoulder to tenderloin, placed fresh for examination. And oh, isn't there a majesty to it? Honest assessment of what marbled fat is more rancid? Only natural, of course. Not every night is the cool type. A table's needing filled, past letter stop can't fit for serving. And there aren't enough scars or skinning to keep marrow off the menu. You understand, I'm sure. And then this one is called distilled. Like, we get it, you're sad and shit, but isn't this here a savory thing? The smell of vinegar, the floor is so slick with cleanliness, you're compelled to do the dishes too. Isn't this our little victory? Perhaps you've earned some sweetness. Perhaps you can sit and hold our tepid hand and be satiated. Perhaps that's enough for now.
I'm so sorry, I forgot to lower the mic stand. But wow, let's hear it for Dante. Oh, that just so many great feelings about their poetry every time I hear. But oh my gosh, as someone who just recently became vegan, that ribeye one, that hit in a very different way. I get what you were going for, but also maybe miss a couple things too. But let's just hear it one more time. Thank you, Dante, for like coming up here for your first open mic and sharing some beautiful words. So. So we're just like halfway through our open mic list right now, and just going through here, I realized I forgot the list. So if you'll give me a second. Memorize it? Me? No, I have a great memory for like obscure facts and stuff. Anything useful? People's names? No, that's not happening. All right. Well, just as we are kind of in the halfway point of the open mic portion of the night, so like if you're doing some math, I guess that's a quarter, but like not really because I can't do math. But what is really cool about our open mics and having live events again is that we get to interview some of the incredible folks who come up here and share their amazing words with us. And we record some of that, we get to interview them, have them, and put that on our podcast, which I'm going to shamelessly plug right now because I produce and host the podcast. It's called Inspired Word Cafe, like the organization, and Dante is going to be one of the people interviewed on that podcast. So if you want to hear more about some of those poems and just like more about writing stuff in general, subscribe to that on your favorite podcast app. I'll give you a second to like pull that out and just do that right now. I'm joking. But we have some incredible people. We recently had Joshua Whitehead on, whose episode is going to be coming out in a little bit. Just incredible person to talk to. We had Ivan Coyote on before that, and I'm trying to remember. I can literally only remember two, and then the rest gets muddled in my head. But we're going to be interviewing Rita Wong next month. Just some incredible writers who we are so thrilled to have, as well as some amazing local talent. It's really an awesome thing. So if you love the stuff here, feel free to subscribe to that, and we would love to have you. But enough about that. On next, we have Kritika, who will be reading some amazing poems. So let's give it up for Kritika.
you guys?
Closer to my hand.
Just one.
Yeah, you can hold it.
The first one is, did I tell you? Did I tell you that I'm more than just me? Did I say that I hate the hassle while I love how it feels? This lady once told me that my words cut like sharpener blades. Some are magic, while some she'd hate. Once I said, and I say it again, open tiny doors, don't let them in the gate. I've heard, why do you want to write about the blinding, the dead, the sun? I've heard poets are lame to drop the pen and have some fun. But hey, my father raised me, laughed with me for smacking shit out of people while others would gaze at me. He would never tell me that this is a world of ages and restrictions. Rather, he would smile and request for some eggless systems. Poetry is not fame worthy, they said. You need to be clever. But wait, did I tell you that I love to be the last because the last lasts forever? I've been told not to play the victim while I was the one. And I could have firmly replied. But today, I choose to wait for my turn. The next poem is Exhale. It's from the perspective of a girl who was sexually assaulted by someone she knew and is away from home. If this makes you feel uncomfortable, I'm really sorry for that. How anything can be something and nothing can be everything. How being happy is everything, but sadness is what I'm exhaling. How did oxygen become carbon dioxide? How the things I inhale were pure, but what I exhale today is impure. How is the sun shining brighter at home and it's dark here? Is it the half mother blue concept, or was it just the distance? Am I floating on the clouds, or am I high but too low? Am I too far from home, or am I lost in the woods that were cut down by the axe I carried? Is the woodcutter in the forest, or was he jailed for it? Am I the eldest daughter, or is it too early for me to be this old? Is the water cold, or did I forget to turn the tap on? Is the tap turning towards me, or is it refusing to go that way? I want to wash my face now. I'm willing to, but will I not get warm water? Am I supposed to be this cold, or am I supposed to be dirty? Answers, I'm not getting any. Questions? Yes, I ask myself. Is anyone coming to answer my questions? Did I forget the questions, or am I not ready to learn the answers? Did I miss the test? Did I skip the test? Did I ask for help? Can we call it help? Or did I cheat? Answers? No answers. Who will answer? Oh, maybe I'll find one. Will I find it, or will I shut it? Will shutting be the best, the only option, or do I present my questions in an auction? Who's gonna bet? Sounds bad. A bet sounds ugly. Oh, it's weird. But so was being read. Was I blushing, or was it pain? I wonder. Oh, I ask again. Do you hear me in the thunder? Am I loud enough, or is my voice fainting? Again, who is answering me? Who am I questioning? The nature, home, the axe, or the forest? Where is the woodcutter? Oh, someone's at my door. Give me a second, I'll check. He's back from the forest. The woodcutter was me. I had the axe. The axe was broken while cutting the trees, but I'll find a new axe. I'll find a new tree. The leaves of that tree will exhale oxygen. I will inhale that oxygen. I'll see what I exhale, and I'll let you know. Thank you.
Wow, Kritika, can we hear it again for that? That was just So we're having a real light and fluffy kind of night, aren't we? Wow, Kritika, that just hit so hard. The feelings of that catharsis that you were able to bring and share with us, I think has been very needed for anyone who can relate to that. Thank you. Thank you. Kritika, was that your first time reading? Wow. Can we just have a huge round of applause? That was so incredible and powerful, and I so personally appreciate the words that you shared. That did a lot for me, and I'm sure it did a lot for everyone here. But the fact that that was your first time, oh my goodness, can we just do that again, please? Please, like, oh my gosh. Kritika, I really hope that you come back and read more of your words for us at IWC, because that was incredible, and it's so great to have so many people joining us for the very first time. Also, am I butchering your name still? That was a hesitant thumbs up. That means I got it half right, doesn't it? Yeah, okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, you can laugh at me, that's fine. All right, so we have someone else joining us. Is this also your first time with us, Brad? Brady? Oh my gosh. Brady. I am just awful with names today. I just can't read. I'm so sorry. Next, we have someone else joining us for the first time. Give a round of applause for Brady, who I believe is going to bring us a little bit of music.
Yeah, everybody. Woo! Thanks to the inspired
fucked up
bird
again,
cafe.
didn't I? Yeah, I'm sorry.
B&A.
Yeah, that's good.
Thank you. I'm gonna put a few originals, or maybe one. See what the time looks like.
Probably one, but one really good one. So.
How's it here? How does it sound, Mark? A little louder. That's okay. I'll just play loud.
Sweet.
Help Travis when you need him.
Yeah. Let's give it up for Brady.
All right. This song is called "Getting a Tea." I'm waiting in line. I'm getting my tea. Getting tea. I'm waiting in line for what I'm thinking. Start to believe it. Singing all what happened to me. Waiting in line. Yeah, getting my day. What I'm thinking. Start to believe it. Saying all what happened to me. Please get me out of my head. I don't know. And I'm losing up. I'm waiting in line, I'm getting my tea. I'm waiting in line and I seen your face. I'm waiting in line and I was getting my tea. Waiting in line, 20 people did. Say, what could I do? Please get me out of. And I don't know. And I'm losing all. Thanks, everybody. Time for one more. My roommate's guitar. There it is. All right, we got some. This one's called Limbo. That happened fast, came over and I shouted real low. Words don't compare, yeah, I jumped in. Well, I was shaking like a dog. I can't tell which way it was going. But I need to know. I guess I'll find out next time. When there's life in the air, but you're stuck in a limbo. You're passing by, see how things, how they might go all for you, not for me. Tell me if it's real. Oh, I need to know. Yeah, I need to know. I guess I'll find out. You tell me if it's real. Well, I need to know. I guess I'll find out next time. And oh. You kind of like it like that. But I feel nothing. When there's life in the air, but you're stuck in the limbo. Tell me if it's real. Ooh, I need to know. Yeah, I need to know. I guess I'll find out next time. Tell me if it's real. Yeah, I need to. I need to know. I guess I'll find out next time. Thank you.
Oh, Brady. That was so amazing. Can we hear it one more time for Brady, please? I don't know how long it's been since I've gotten to hear live music surrounded by people and hearing some original songs. That was wonderful. Just as Brady's still packing up and recovering from the psychic damage of me messing up another name. Let's give another round of applause. Well, we are almost done with the first half of our night. So sadly, no more me, but don't worry. You have a really, really epic, amazing slam coming up with Ken Shaw, who is gonna be just killing it. Also, something I want to point out is we kind of color coordinated our outfits today. I feel like unofficially we've been calling this the very queer open mic. Not that it isn't always queer, it's always queer, but we really went for it. Like we wanted to color coordinate outfits, and actually no, that's all the planning. We went, yeah. We even met and we were like, we're gonna figure some theme stuff out, and we got as far as outfits. So round of applause for outfits. We do look great. Fuck yeah. All right, wrapping up our first full capacity open mic, first open mic of the year in person, is someone who is another really great friend of mine. I promise I didn't rig this. They don't even let me touch the sign-up sheet anymore. So but happens to be a really good friend. We started with an amazing collective member. I figured it's only fair that we end with an amazing IWC collective member, someone who has joined us recently and been just putting in all sorts of incredible work, including those beautiful posters you see around town. Yeah, he puts them up. But can you make them, or Shauna makes them? Yeah, okay. I knew what, yeah, Shauna makes them. They look great, and Ken makes our online stuff. But this guy, he puts them up around so you actually get to see them, and it's incredible. But also, he happens to make some incredible music and just spins the most wicked verse. Give it up for Travis Andrews.
What the fuck is going on, everybody? My name is Travis Andrews. I'm a poet, I'm a writer, I'm a musician, and you're all here on this Thursday night where we gather below the rumble of bowling. It's something really special. Thank you all for coming out. Thank you for being here, and thank you for bearing with me while I get this audio running through here. I'm going to be performing the lead song. Let me just do this properly. Shimshawn, I'm remembering to turn it down while I plug it in.
I'm supposed to turn it off first.
Oh,
it's
for
fine.
fine.
Please don't kill our speakers.
Yeah. Don't worry about it. All right. So I make original hip hop. I do competitive slam poetry. Ken recommends I turn the mic down a little bit. Okay, so first of all here, I need to balance the mic and the beat. So bear with me for a second. How's that for level? Beat down? Beat down, beat down, beat down. How's that? How's that level? Beat up, beat up, beat up. Down a bit. Get a little, don't listen to Reggie. Help me out here, Ken. That's good. We're gonna run it there. All right, let's do this. All right, my name is Travis. I go by the name Frantic sometimes. I'm known as Frantic Rhymes on Instagram. This song is called Stream and Boulder. Let's go. Emerged from the woods to stand twixt stream and boulder. Sawed off my antlers, this land grows oh so colder. Days that close and smolders, battling brook beholder. If I go outside, that's just sometimes. Crows land upon my shoulder. You want to try to respawn in this game? A poet with the power. He's learned to control it too. He doesn't show it, though it towers. Please don't misconstrue. Still early. This is day one. Barely the beginning. Banners are still unfurling, spurned on when whipping, howling. Stand atop the rolling hills, he's carving out his own kills. Backpack full of reclaimed pills, pockets with a big steak wheel strap Peter on the rack and ask him, where did Wendy go? Left hand's holding Baphomets, right in palms with when to go. I write tunes with the wrist and anxious, strapped inside the mask, sweet language, unnerving frankness, heart so thankless, flushing spears of language. You and I on that tune you lie. Does this soon too soon he lied? Aloof contrite, that's a tune to pride. But Christ he tried. All I wanted to know was where the other freaks were at. This'll be my siren call. You feel the same? Please react. Stone in a glass house, long where I passed out. Home for the blast out, home for the cast out, shooting the fast out. Look with didn't run up home from Alaska. Frantically is how I do it all. The pause exposed to Paul. You can think consider, but just don't blink. You'll see how this enthralls. Thank you, everybody. Once again, my name is Travis. I'm going to be found at Pranic Rhymes on Instagram. That is going to be the lead song from my album, Wisdom and Wonder. That's going to be coming out next month. All right, thank you very much. Enjoy the show. Let's hear it for Travis. All right, and let's hear it for every single poet who came up here, shared a bit of themselves. What an incredible open mic. So good to be back. All right, we are about to take 15 minutes here. I've totally blanked on the time. That 10-minute break. And the bar, are we done? Oh no, we're open. Oh, does that mean that you? Yeah, that's right. You can go up and get yourself a drink because we still have some time before last call. You have 10 minutes exactly, and then I'm going to be handing the mic off to Kenshaw for an epic slam. Thanks so much for being here, and go and get some drinks. Oh my gosh. 2 seconds.
So that's like one of ours. I will smash heads or something. We try to set like and like something comes up and like because one's like that's and I had to like really right, but like I still recover so I'm like I can't fly on stage right now. Oh, no. It's very oh my gosh, can you? Oh, let's do that. Yeah. If you don't mind, I just don't want to.
Do the tongue on the side.
No.
Literally.
I am just such a long mess all the time. Oh yeah, sorry. I didn't. Yeah, sorry. I'm sorry. Like my food source is joy.
Exactly. I would say it's kind of better.
I need more water.
Ready to start the open mic, slam. Oh, we just did the open mic. So if everyone wants to take their seats. Okay, how is everybody? How is the level? I feel like I'm not that loud. How's that? A bit louder?
We're gonna get the music turned on, yeah.
Okay, I think we're good now. Okay. Oh, we're still jiving. Okay. I love this song. This is gonna be my wedding song. Walk down the aisle. Just need to find that special someone, if anyone's out there. Music? Anyone? Okay, they're good. Okay. Okay, we're getting it. Okay. I guess while the music's going, I can just start explaining the rules of the slam, since that's quite a bit to get through. So for the slam, we have 6 poets coming up to the mic, and you are going to judge them. No, you're gonna love them. You're gonna love these poets. They have 3 minutes each. They're gonna perform original works. They're not allowed any music, any props, any costumes, because I'm the one that gets to wear a costume. After each poet performs, we're gonna have judges in the audience that are going to raise paddles and give them a score out of 10. And that score is going to determine which poets move on to the second round. And then we're going to score those poets in the second round. And then there's going to be a winner who gets to take home a cash prize. I know, poets making money. You don't hear that very often. So I guess the first thing we need would be some judges. Who's going to be a judge? Now, judges, I have to warn you, you're going to be handling some very special paddles made by Ricky over here, or Aaron's going to show us the paddles.
You want to show the paddles, Ricky? Sure.
These paddles didn't come from the Love Shop, but Ricky did make them with love.
They're handmade. Handmade paddles.
So, like I said, after each poet performs, our judges are going to score them out of 10. You have a decimal point and get really specific. That's if the poem is like sick, good, solid poem. It was a poem. 5.2. They read a poem out here, and it had a metaphor, and it's good. If you think that poem is like Oh my God. It was written by Michelangelo himself, even though he sculpts.
Bam!
You give that a 10.
You gotta flip it over.
Give it a 10. But I don't want everyone giving 10s out here because we need to judge these people. So what often happens in things like this is we get 7s, and then we get 8s, and then we get 9s, and then all of a sudden it's like 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. And I mean, not every poem is a 10, let's be honest too. So
I'm giving your outfit a 9.4.
green eyeshadow is fire.
But
Thank
yeah,
you.
you do have this sparkle.
I thought you were gonna say you would give it a 10 if I was like wearing your fabric.
Oh my God. That
But-
would be like a 15.
So,
Who wants one of these?
who wants to paddle some poets tonight?
And
We
Shauna
got
wants
one.
one. If you
Shauna wants one.
take a paddle, you
Oh,
have
yeah.
to be here the whole night.
Yeah, you have to
Okay.
stay for both rounds, and actually, very importantly, you can't be a super best friend of the poets that are gonna be performing. That's very important. Do not be a judge if you're gonna be like, my friend's performing and they're pretty great. 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. No, you're not allowed to be a judge,
I
I'm
have
sorry.
one more here.
So we have one more, up in the corner. Up in the corner. Okay, so judges, we're gonna score with our hearts. Crowd, we are gonna boo these judges if they don't give good scores. You got that? If you hear a poem and the judge is tossing up a 2 and you were like, that poem was sick, boo judge, like give it to them. Just give it to them hard, but judges, stay strong. Stay strong. Okay. I think those are all the rules. No pals, no score creepers, honesty. Those are what I have written down here. Okay, so to get our judges warmed up, we're gonna have a sacrificial poet. They're gonna lay their body on the stage for us, and we're gonna paddle consensually and within reason. There's a safe word. It's called Inspired Word Cafe. So our sacrificial poet tonight is gonna be Erin Scott. Erin is going to be having a launch for her book later this month. So keep your eyes and ears peeled for that. Give a big round of applause for Erin Scott.
I think Inspired Word Cafe is too long of a safe word.
That's the point.
You know, you're just like, Inspired Word Cafe! Inspired Word Cafe! I'm gonna try it later. Okay. This poem's because you all oohed at my nasty kid joke. So here we go. Being a female poet while contemplating strippers. I read a review about some female poet who is so Sharon Olds or maybe Anne, definitely not crazy enough for Sylvia. But we like the way her work pushes boundaries in sexual content and always makes sure to talk about fucking daddy in the sweetest way possible. Like on that dock under Milky Way, silently, so the family doesn't hear you come and moan, daddy, 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 you bastard, into the night air as warm as breath across naked shoulders in January sunlight. And she was a good poet. The review said so. How imaginative and inventive and beautiful. She had a really great ass. At the end of the interview, I can see what you see in her and wonder if she ever truly considered the job of stripping for money, you know, to supplement the poem. To take it all off in front front of total strangers and feel nothing. Thank you.
Daddy light. All right. Thank you, Aaron. Okay, so judges, this is your time to shine. Get ready, get your scores up in the air. What did you think of Aaron's poem? We have a 9.9 already. We're gonna have trouble with this one in the front. We have a 9, guys. What did I say? Okay, 9.9, 8.6. Okay, yes, it was a good poem. I'm not saying Aaron's poem wasn't good, but God. Excuse me. You're gonna hear some pretty good poems tonight. Like Aaron. 7.3. Thank you, Shauna.
Very reasonable.
Reasonable. That's what we're going for here.
She's the president of our board, eh? She's like, quit dying to do that.
Okay, thank you, judges. Thank you, Aaron.
Thank you.
Okay, so without further ado, let's start the slam. Yeah. Our first poet up to the mic. She came here, not here, at UBC. The Well open mic was our first time at UBC. It was amazing. She read a poem about Satan making her come. It's kind of hot. Everybody give it up for Rachel.
Whispering to myself, please don't be first, please don't be first. And here I am setting the tone for the night. Hello, my name is Rachel. My pronouns are she, her, and all that Ken said was true. I did write a poem about Satan. As title Satan is my boyfriend, and he's in the audience tonight. So this poem has not much to do with Satan. It is titled End Times. End times. Is your coping mechanism your vice? Do you, like a starving dog, rotate through sex, alcohol, Xanax, doom scrolling, or online shopping? If you text your ex after a night of getting stoned and binge eating cookie dough ice cream while watching Sleepless in Seattle, you're not alone. I write my best poetry after an orgasm, the equivalent of a cigarette after a phone call with my mother, where she tells me about her latest anxiety-fueled fever dream, the one where my partner of 5 years leaves me because, according to her subconscious, I'm a drunk, a shit cook, flighty, and mediocre in bed, at best. But this poem is not about my mother's opinion of me or her zealous belief in the rapture. It's about how I opened 2 bottles of red wine after an 8-hour shift, listening to anti-vax customers complain about freedoms and Trudeau's hellscape while a war occurs in Ukraine. Freedoms, as if we weren't witnessing conscription in the 21st century or the effects of the Anthropocene, that is, inevitably drastic climate change due to human fallibility or capitalism. We keep a heightened awareness of end times simmering on the back burner of our minds while we write our poems, tune our guitars, and drink our frothy beers. According to a recent scientific report, our freedoms are foreshadowed as a harrowing future where floods, fire, and famine displace millions, species disappear, and the planet is irreversibly damaged. Cheers. According to my brother, this was all predicted in the Old Testament. Maybe an omniscient God does exist. What a dick. Make sure to grab your oat milk cappuccinos and max out your credit cards before the world implodes. Take heart in Starbucks paper straws, buy into a shiny mirage of greenwashed industrialization. At the end of the day, or the world, it doesn't fucking matter if your coping mechanisms are sustainable. Thank you.
Thank you, Rachel. Woo! Damn. Gives you something to think about while you're sipping on those frothy beers, right? Enjoy yourself, but we're dying. Judges, let's get the scores in the air. Okay, down in the front, we have a 7.3. Solid, you're strong. We have a 9.1. We have an 8.5. We have a 7.6. And we have an 8.8. 8.8 is a great number. It's the same record before. Love the cheers for that one. Okay. Now we're all ready. We're all warm.
Yeah.
The next poet we have up tonight, I don't think I recognize this name. Carly, can you put your hand up? Carly, you have performed with us. So Carly performed with us virtually, but this will be their first time in front of a live audience with us. Give it up for Carly!
Hey folks, how you doing? So I haven't given this one a title yet, but I'm just gonna go for it. So, we live in a world that prizes the individual, celebrates billionaires that claim to be self-made. But the only people I've ever met that are truly beautifully self-made are trans folks. And where's their future at Time Magazine? When did they get to be celebrated for the backbreaking work they do to build a more loving space, just to exist in a world that would be more comfortable if they did? When Jeff Bezos has never worked a fraction as hard, nor created anything so important since the day he was born. We're told, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. You can do anything if you just dream big enough, work hard enough. But if you struggle to make it in this hellscape of end stage capitalism, well, that's on you, buddy, the individual. You're just eating too much avocado toast. Stop spending your money on lattes. Like that has any meaning in a world where we have to steep ourselves in whatever sips of joy we can find just to survive. Where the narrative gets it wrong is that every individual is part of the whole. We're not all Atreyu in the never-ending story, staring into the face of the foggy gray nothing alone. I'm an amalgamation of every poem, every person I've ever met. We are just atoms shrieking through space, absorbing pieces of each other when we collide and ricochet in different directions. I don't really understand quantum physics, but it was described to me once as atoms being able to exist in many places at once, across lifetimes and timelines. But maybe they can be elsewhere in this very same timeline. So when a bomb goes off in another country, or a bullet rips through a stranger, and your entire body feels that loss, it's because you're feeling grief in the smallest parts of you. It's because you feel all of humanity on a molecular level. Yeah. Thank you, Carly. Ooh, getting deep tonight. Just think about what we're doing when we're just sitting around. We have thoughts. Yeah. All right, judges. What do we say? Scores in the air? We have an 8.2. We have a 9.6. We have a 7.9.
Higher.
Guys, it's Shauna. She's not gonna do it. 9.1. And an 8.5. Thank you again, Carly. You know, you relating our happiness to drinking coffee really reminded me of a very important statistic. Did you guys know that if you switch from coffee to green tea, you can reduce the joy in your life by about 69%? Okay, our next poet. You can drink both. Yeah.
I drink both.
Yeah. You can go both ways.
Yeah.
We're very into that item. Both ways. Our next poet up to the mic. You know her. You love her. You also hate her because she memorizes her poems and like, come on. We can't all do that. Natalie, come to the stage.
It wasn't my fault this time.
No,
just wanted to provide a little bit of context to my poem. So I was born and raised in the Vancouver area and grew up only speaking English at home, which made it difficult to communicate with some of my elder relatives. So this poem is sort of a reflection on my upbringing and those feelings of cultural disconnect. I grew up in a townhouse built on former prison grounds. Took my first steps and strung lantern lights where people used to rest their heads on thinning bed sheets. I wonder who they thought about when they closed their eyes. I wonder if they prayed here. They started fires here. The sun just a pulse over razor wire fencing, beating and slipping sideways. Even the dirt carries its penance. And it didn't matter if the tomatoes never ripened. I felt safe in their better intentions. Maybe this had more to do with growing up in a city with so many people who looked like me. Black-haired, eyes more crescent moon than full. It is enough. Until we are again on our knees and sweeping up the glass of storefront windows, being labeled immigrants even though we were born here and this was always home. In Vancouver, the sea turns into sky if you don't overcomplicate it, and the sun has bleached my rice paper proverbs white, such that when you ask me for my favorite color, I got it wrong. What is a third-generation Chinese Canadian without a little disappointment? I sometimes eat sushi with a fork. And I never knew my grandparents as people with hobbies and ambition. We were half sentences, brandished smiles, so many dialects apart, and I had stopped trying, like I had stopped praying to a universe that couldn't give me any answers. How do you preserve a culture that never felt like yours in the first place? Read more autobiographical fiction, memorize the arc of tea into porcelain cups at the dinner table, the hands holding my fidgety 5-year-old self steady, maybe sit on the roof of this wine-drunk city a while longer. Let its confidence hinge on my collarbone, drip into my honey lungs until the lucky red envelope slipped into my back pocket no longer feel like a breeze. The beauty of repetition deepens when we share it with others. It's why nothing truly leaves in our last breaths, not even when we play pretend, scraped knees, chewing on silence, tongue slipping sideways, a story if you want it.
Keep tightening the mic stand too far.
Find an A
Thank you. I love those. Okay, judges. Scores in the air. We have a 9.4. We have a 10. Oh, all right. We have an 8.4. We have a 9.2. And we have a 9.7. This judge, I'm sorry, you're like behind this like light right here, so I keep like grazing over you sometimes. Thank you, judges. Strong-willed, fair, honest. Like you guys. We can talk afterwards. Our next poet. I don't think I recognize this name. Tony, are you our first time, Tony?
Yeah.
A first timer?
Hello. Hello, sorry. Yeah, so my name is Tony. I'm from UBC. Well, I'm from Calgary. I go to UBC. And I wrote this poem. I call it When the Streets Became a War Zone. I wrote it in 2020 after the death of George Floyd, and there was unrest in the streets. Kind of makes sense, but I'm okay. What were we gonna do? hate in living color, hate of living color. When black and white was not enough, our red-stained hands raised in surrender, but the only white flags to fly you made us kneel to. Kneeled on our backs from which we built your nation. We kneeled in protest with your disgrace and allegation. One nation, indivisible, division, visible to few. Visceral and vile, vengeance from the same view. We dreamed, you shot. We said, yes, we can. We said, no, we cannot. We marched on capitals, prepared to receive punishment in kind. The chains that bound us turned to ropes that hung us, turned to papers that segregated us, turned to words that shame us. What of the mothers who must choose to either see their sons locked up in boxes or buried in them? Women kissed by the sun and brought into the world, they kissed their own, afraid to let them go. When gray hoodies strike more fear than white hoods. When raised fists hold more prejudice than hands that hate them. Second Amendments turned to 13th Amendments. Second Amendments used to enforce 13th Amendments, but still a nation that refuses to be amended. The streets became a war zone. To our allies, allow us this moment alone. Animosity and aggression from broken homes. Bondage and binding break spirits alike. Before being born, brothers burn vigils at night. The stars and stripes, our stars use strip of light. Justice denied until it glares too bright. We run balls for a team each year. We run for our lives. You fear. When our feet could no longer march, we sat in. When we were denied from tables, we crawled on our hands. When you latched them in chains, we slithered on our stomachs, and when you crushed our heads, you freed our thoughts. But in all our forms and all our methods, we're still afraid. What happened to the land of the free? Where is the home of the brave? Today, the White House stood still. The voices of the slaves who built its walls cried out, but the silence of those within was heard loudest. The day the streets became
Thank you, Tony. Thank you for coming out to IWC. Thank you for having me. First timer, guys. I really love the line about crushing skulls, freeing our thoughts, because that's something I really hope for this moment that I feel like we're going through as a people, that we're under a lot of pressure right now, but I'm hoping that it comes out as some form of joy, that we all can recognize the places that we're in, the injustices that our loved ones are going through, and that we can help them out. So, thank you, Tom. Judges, I want those scores high. Oh man, 10, 10, 8.9, 9.7. And a 9.1. Awesome. Okay, we have one more slam poet for you guys tonight for the first round. And then we'll see who's better than all the rest. Because poetry is a competition. There are winners, but there are no losers. Our last poet of the night has graced the stage a few times before. I think they've got some new work for us tonight, so please give a big round for Gray. Yeah.
I'm always too tall for this. Just gonna call it now. Speaking of calling things, my next poem that I wrote not very long ago is called Calling It In. And I wrote this based on a conversation that I had the last time that I was here at an open mic. Feels like eons ago that we were all in person. It was somewhat like this, crowd full. I wrote it because there was a poet up here who was on 1% of battery power. And he was, he made it through. He did. He like speed ran that poem and he got everything out and it was fantastic. And it was his second round as well. May I add, he read 2 poems off of 3%. Anywho, I think most often of writing, well, both my hands are on the wheel. Unconventional I've been, most difficult to buy sentimental gifts for, relatives finding me less relatable by day, empty notebooks by my bedside at night. I don't get it. I'm turning into something I don't even know how to describe, and maybe I don't know me at all. They love painting, but they hate art, love writing, but their books gather dust, can't focus, can't get help. Words racing through their broken brain that disappear before the end of the drive home. They prefer to live louder but get dead in bed. Their mattress has learned curves of their body in memory foam. And it's been a while since I've seen their reflection because to get better, we've been avoiding mirrors, so we've seen each other less. You are all the same, aren't you? We're all here, books empty, phone poem tellers, spilling our guts unconventional, can't get out of bed for a fucking cable. So for iPhone 5, she's hanging off of 8% while I'm blowing through the Notepad app. 3 in the morning. And I don't know how to explain it, how I write books and can't fill pages, how I feel alone in a room full of people that say they love me. I'm looking into your eyes and it's 6 minutes to showtime. I know in my heart, you're just like me. You've got 2 poems like you've got 2 trembling hands. You want to tell me the truth and it aches. You want to tell the truth and it shows. Maybe it's true that we don't know each other, but I know you better than anyone.
Thank you, Gray. Thank you. Okay, so I said Gray was our last poet, but I lied. I hope you can forgive me. I didn't realize there was a swamp. Okay, judges, scores in the air. 7.4.
Higher.
We have an 8.7.
Higher.
Behind the light leaves.
We have a judge, Stitcher.
Oh my gosh, that's not allowed. Okay, I'll skip you. 8.7. Okay, does anyone want to like call it a score? Do we need another score? 8.5.
10.
A 10.
A 10.
Okay.
It's a solid 10.
It was a 10. Okay, so like I said, I lied. Sorry. We have one more poet in our slam. Please welcome to the stage, Michael B. Smith.
Hi, I'm Michael B. Smith. I haven't done slam in 22 years, which is the average age of the person here. And I'm doing a poem called The Gossip, which is about the band. The Gossip, right? Beth Dido, yeah. Back when queer was still a dirty word, Francisco and his flatmates in their converted 2-story Hastings Street office home hosted a large private-ish party for The Gossip to launch their EP, or was it their self-titled? It's so long ago, I don't remember. I don't know who to ask anymore. The rooftop that night was maybe my favorite from 13 years of Vancouver living, a hidden view of downtown lights, always a charm for small town kids, surprised to be here. The city air at midnight, fresh enough you could smell the salt of the inlet. I miss parties, so amaze balls. When you're in the middle of them, you don't even care you're single. I'm supposed to say something here to embody Dido and the band in black, even though nights like this, where homo didn't weigh so heavily, were their own cliche until they weren't. but I'm distracted by Francisco. One of the top 5 men in my life I was in love with. Francisco died in his 30s with vague enough information about the circumstances for us to assume either suicide or drug overdose. So many queers kill themselves. It is honestly hard to tell if they don't leave a letter. To say I was in love lust with him would be a half story. I wanted him to love me, that's for sure, but hierarchies of desire placed me too low on his dance card in my estimation, which has always proven to be self-deselecting. Okay, for you, I'll try. Beth Dido cast spells over the room, belting lyrics, shaking a hand in the air for the glory of queerness. Queerness being this moment, a verb we shared. The sound as thrilling and dangerous and new as an illicit joy on our tongues. I remember leaning over during our Virgin concert to yell with incredulous recognition in the ear of Belay beside me, "That's queer gospel! She's a fucking queer punk gospel queen!" Dido elevated us. The room bumping, sweaty with possibility, time made mythic. As long as Dido sang, we live forever. Francisco.
Wow. Thank you, Michael. Thank you.
My belly.
Whenever my mom says a band that I don't know, I go, "The who?" She goes, "The Gossip." And I go, "The band?" No, The Gossip. Thank you again, Michael. And judges, let's see your scores. 8.8. We have another 8.8 twins. 9.9. And we have an 8.2. And a third 8.8. Ooh, that's our lucky number tonight. Oh, 9.1. 9.1. Sorry, Shauna. Totally skipped over. 9.1. 9.1. Shauna wants me to know that she would never give 9.9. Unheard of. Okay, so that completes our first round of poets. Give it up for all the poets and stay here at IWC is give it up for the poets and not the points. Come up here to compete, to say my poetry is better than all these other poetry. I worked hard on it like since last night. So in our second round, okay, we're gonna announce the order all at once so you guys can prep for like 5 seconds.
You get stressed for the duration of all the other performances.
Yeah. Okay, we have going first, Tony. Going second, we have Natalie. Going third, we have latecomer Michael. Not a latecomer. I'm lying again. Okay. I'd like to add that the scores are not cumulative. We are wiping all the scores clean from the first round. So these poets will start fresh. Clean slates, tabula rasa, all that. We got a little giggle for that one. Thank you. Come here, university students. Okay. Tony, are you ready? Okay, up to the mic, Tony.
This one is a little bit more recent. I call it In His Image. Hopefully it resonates. Who I am was molded by the things that you told me. Your speech, the clay of my soul. Your insults, the chisel that chipped away at the mold. I wait patiently until you're through. Was I truly your work of art? Was I nothing but a canvas for you to express your rage and discontent? The paint splattered, the blood and plaster mixed in with the laughter, our fingers pressed on the page, waiting just to turn to the next chapter. This paper's cut. There's the words that make us bleed. How then can we pray if we bend on broken knees? I am you, and I know that it scares you. Your mistakes reflect off of my face. So you destroy what you cannot bear to see, and you use what you consider waste. But I cannot be your salvation. I cannot redeem your misfortune. Perhaps you throw scriptures at me as your own form of prayer. Perhaps because you can't speak to God, you yell at me hoping that he hears. But your veil is torn, and your misdeeds were born. Heaven's doors are shut to you. You look up to heaven, but I no longer look up to you. My timid voice sends thunder to convict you. My broken vision can still clearly depict you, and my boundless love yet to find anyone to commit to. Perhaps that's why I no longer speak, and my eyes no longer weep. Your secrets I care less and less to ever truly keep. For they already know truth steadies my soul when I'm weak. I no longer fear the dead, because I know Lazarus only sleeps.
Thank you, Tony. You're such like a calming tone to your voice as well. Amazing. Have you performed at any other open mics before? First one and first slam. Okay, judges, your first scores in the second round. Let's see them. Scores up. We have a 9.2. We have a 10 down in front. Woo-hoo! We have an 8.6. We have a 9.2. Sean is not going to go higher. And we have a 9.8. Yes. Okay. That was sweet. Rolling through the second round here. Please welcome to the stage, Natalie.
I thought you should know I make my sandwiches on multigrain bread now. Use a French press on slow mornings, drop kick air to the same playlists, warm-blooded bass lines spilling out like a city map on the dashboard. My favorite position on a couch is sprawled across all of it, watching Community. Give these pieces of yourself to strangers. See how easy it is to make things unfun. Maybe you're a stranger now too, but I thought you should know. I traded a concrete jungle for more words than I know what to do with. I'm a better version of myself until I remember what it's like, trusting completely, that strawberry rhubarb sweetness, how you spoke to me and everything came out prophetic through colors at the wall until I could see myself in them. And for what? I am a mausoleum and you a rubber ball, still pressing down, entertaining plans right until you pulled the cord. I hope your conscience snags on my ribcage proper. Tonight I'm not drinking to forget. How could I, when it is emphasized, such beautiful friendships, doors opening before I can even knock. The what ifs will run me dry before we can call it indifference, so I'll have earned every inch of the stubbornness, that dancing around an essay prompt 1,500 words later kind of adrenaline. The clock radio on my bedstand is flashing red, and I still have a mortgage to pay, people who make me laugh, instincts sharpening with time. I have so much time to misplace feelings, to lean into smaller doses, to write confident and sweat-stained heavy because there's nothing attractive about tunnel vision, wanting without the self-awareness to put in the work. And someone set off fireworks down the block from my apartment on New Year's, all cool blues, silver-tongued threads unfurling their knots, never hitting the ground quite the same. And sometimes it will hurt, but I won't say it. Dig up the flowers on my forearm instead, always awake in your bed. The sunrise looked better from your window anyways. I thought you should know. It wasn't love, but I was yours.
Thank you, Natalie. Thank you for showing us up again with another memorized poem. No big deal. Do you know Natalie also runs a blog with her sister, correct? Yes. What is your blog called, Natalie? The Permanent Rain Press. Permanent Rain Press. Check it out. Yeah, they have some really good shit. Review by Shimshon. Really good shit. Okay, judges, what did we think of Natalie's poem? We have a 9.3 in the front. We have a 9.5 in the back. We have a 9.8. The audience is like, yeah, these are scores. Let's go. 8.4 and a 9.1. Last up in the second round is Michael.
Jesus, last twice. Maybe first once. I don't want to win. I don't want to win. So this is poem. I want to tell you how the poem was made because it's fun. I did this performance for World AIDS Day once. And so this is a description of that performance. So all the language came from mostly other people. And it's called A Recipe for a Queer Performance. Goes something like this. Ask the audience to write down on a slim piece of paper an embarrassing, sexy time. Then invite them to flip to the reverse and record what they gleaned. Answers will be varied. Sometimes the lessons are simple. If you give a man a roadie and get eyeballed by a family, you'll learn not to continue blowjobs at a stoplight. A friend catches you masturbating to a Sears flyer. You might, if you're lucky, learn that you are not alone in these feelings. Maybe you call your lover by their dad's name. Don't bang dudes with hot dads. If you walk in on your parents, there is room for shared humor. Maybe some guy gags giving you a blowjob and vomits all over. Learn to ask your partner how long it's been since their last meal. Some lessons are harder to fathom. One must live them to understand. If, while fucking in front of a mirror, you collapse and temporarily lose vision from an orgasm, an ambulance is called. This instructs us to be careful with the ego and mirrors. Or say you're high, tripping out while having relations in a tent. Horses trot nearby on a path, and you think the hooves are people banging on the canvas, so you holler, back off, find your own fun. There are many insights to be had here. Some flubs are complicated. If you return from a college trip and dad finds a penis extension in your bags, now you know he can't handle shit. Something wilder, a vodka-flavored birthday cake licked out of your butt demonstrates an ability to try something new. Or classic, you hook up with a guy after the bar closes, Both of you madly making out only to realize mid-sex that you're against a window with 50 people watching from the street. Always be aware of your surroundings. Tried to kiss a girl at the dance, got head-butted in the nose, blood everywhere, but if you bleed on her and she sticks around, she's a keeper.
My cheeks hurt from that poem. Giggling the whole time. Thank you, Michael. Let's hear it for Michael. Okay. Poets, let's get those scores in the air. This is your last time scoring. Oh my God. Okay. Oh, they're taking their time, except for you in front. 9.8. Yeah. 9.0. Solid. Decisive.
I saw you laughing.
I'm 9.9. That wasn't Shauna, we know that. I'm 9.3. And an 8.9. Sam, did you get all those jokes? Thank you, judges, for your tireless scoring. I hope your arms are tired. You've got a little muscle in there. Most exercise many of us have gotten since telling Netflix that we're still watching. Okay, Aaron has got the final scores, which means we have some poets walking away today with some cash prizes.
Some money somewhere? Oh,
Yeah, I need the money.
Not for you.
Only the ones in my underwear that got slipped in there later.
That's for a different point in time. Okay.
Okay, here we go. Oh yeah, we got a drum roll, guys, on your thighs. In third place, we have Natalie. Congratulations, Natalie. Okay, in second place, drum roll, keep the drum roll. In second place, we have Michael. Oh, there you go.
Oh, thank you.
A generous donation to the IWC. Okay, our very best drum roll, guys. Let's go! Okay, in first place, we have, no surprise, Tony! Keep it up for all the poets that performed tonight. Oh my goodness, we were decimal points between each poet. Decimal points, guys. It was a very close night. Thank you for everyone that came out. Thank you for all of our open mic readers. Thank you to the BNA. Thank you to our sponsors, City of Kelowna, Province of British Columbia, and the Faculty of Creative Studies. Creative and Critical, as we judge people. Creative and Critical Studies. Okay. Thank you everyone for coming out tonight. That ends our night. Be sure to check out our podcast, our Instagram page, and all that fun stuff. And be gentle with yourselves so that you can be gentle with somebody else. Have a great night, guys.
No, I mean, let's stay. No, we're Yeah. We're gonna be on like Saturday. Okay. $1 billion? Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Okay. So we have to wait.
Yeah, I'm in the group chat. I can fit it.
Okay.
So Sean, do you have the keys for this?
I do not.
I would love to be. I would love to be. Yeah.
Recreation what?
Oh, yeah. That's like a little bit slow.
Yeah, so that's why after like our little creating this walk at home thing, it's just like, I was like, I need to keep as like this talk.
I haven't been in a while.
This is a song that I was gonna wear. It was not gonna actually top. And then I was like, oh my God. All right, so sorry, I'm yeah, sorry, tomorrow,
She might. When she said she has well, you better email her. So,
No, I think I know, and I forgot like half of it, but I think they're in the bathroom. So. Yeah. Waiting around for me to like interview a couple people. Yeah. Oh, I have to stop the live stream. It's okay. It can't hear us.